God Told Me to Marry You by Kingsley Okonkwo. Kingsley Okonkwo's God Told Me to Marry You is a thought-provoking book that addresses a common but often misunderstood issue in Christian relationships, claims of divine revelation in choosing a marriage partner. The book provides clarity on whether God specifically chooses a spouse for someone and how to navigate relationships when such claims are made. On the central issue, misuse of God said in relationships. Many people, especially in Christian circles, have encountered statements like, "God told me you are my wife. God revealed to me in a dream that you are my husband. I prayed, and God confirmed that we are meant to be together." These statements can create pressure, confusion, and even manipulation in relationships. Okonkwo argues that while God can indeed guide individuals, He does not override human free will in making marital choices. The author warns against using God said as a tool to control or persuade others into relationships. 2. Does God choose a spouse for you? One of the key questions Okonkwo addresses is whether God has already chosen a specific person for each individual to marry. The book explains that while God has a plan for everyone's life, He allows people to make choices, including in relationships. He provides wisdom, principles, and guidance, but does not dictate one specific spouse. Instead, He allows people to choose wisely based on compatibility, values, and mutual love. 3. Personal responsibility in choosing a spouse. The book highlights the importance of personal responsibility in selecting a life partner. Even if one feels led by God, it is essential to evaluate the relationship using practical wisdom, emotional intelligence, and scriptural principles. Okonkwo emphasizes that love is not based solely on supernatural revelations, but also on mutual understanding and effort. People must be responsible for their marital choices rather than blame God if things go wrong. Wisdom, counsel, and discernment should guide the decision-making process. 4. The role of prayer and divine guidance. While the book discourages blind dependence on "God told me" statements, it does not dismiss the role of prayer and divine guidance in relationships. Okonkwo encourages believers to seek God's wisdom, maintain a strong personal relationship with Him, and use discernment when making important life decisions. However, he stresses that God's guidance often comes through wisdom, peace of mind, and alignment with biblical principles rather than direct prophetic instructions. 5. Responding to "God told me you are my spouse." Many people struggle with how to respond when someone claims that God has told them they are meant to be together. Okonkwo offers practical advice. Do not feel pressured to accept a proposal just because someone claims divine revelation. Pray and seek personal confirmation before making any commitment. Evaluate the person's character, values, and compatibility rather than just spiritual experiences. Remember that God speaks to both people in a relationship, not just one. 6. Avoiding spiritual manipulation. The book warns against manipulation in Christian relationships, where people use spirituality as a means to control others. Some individuals claim God said to exert pressure or avoid responsibility for their own desires. Okonkwo advises readers to be wary of such tactics and to base their relationship decisions on mutual agreement rather than coercion. 7. Key takeaways from the book. God provides wisdom and guidance, but does not force anyone into marriage. Personal responsibility is crucial when choosing a spouse. Love, compatibility, and godly principles matter more than mystical revelations. Anyone claiming "God told me to marry you" should be tested with wisdom and discernment. Relationships should be built on love, respect, and mutual agreement rather than pressure or manipulation. I know you have been blessed by the review of this book. Hence, get a copy today and do well to like, comment, share, and subscribe.